Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're gonna be hitting some back and shoulders and be showing you what I do. What rep ranges I train at, what weights I did, what I progressed on, and just taking you through this shit. I'm just warming up right now. Once again, I'm getting everything loose. I had to do a quick one though, cause I was on a time crunch. But for the lift, I had an oat bowl, protein oat bowl, and 2 slices of this sprouted grains Ezekiel toast with some peanut butter and honey on it. It's just some quick carbs and shit. But yeah, here I'm just getting into some warm-up sets. Started with the bar. I think I did like 12 reps. I'm not gonna show all of them because that'd be a lot. But just trying to get blood flow. Like that's a goal before any workout you do. You want to make sure you're getting proper blood flow to the muscle. You don't want to be going in there cold. And here I went up by another 20 pounds. Just, hitting more reps. Just continuing to get warm. Because you're not going to be able to lift as much weight or be as strong on your top sets if you're not properly warming up. And I'm going to emphasize that, but went up by another 20. I think I just did 2 reps here because I didn't want to overly fatigue myself for my set. And this is my top set, 100 pounds. I've been trying to train heavier. I was training in the 6 to 8 rep range on shoulder press, but I think I'm gonna try and go 4 to 6 and really load it heavy. I really feel best when I load this heavy. Aside from incline bench where I do like 6 to 8 because that just feels better. But I'm pretty sure on this set I got 6 reps. Last session that I did shoulder press, I got 4. So, we progressed by 2 reps. I'm going to be increasing the weight to like 110 next time. I'm trying to get up to like 115 and be able to throw that around for, a solid amount of reps. But this second set was like 95 pounds. Just a little back off. I got 5 reps. These were just 2 pretty damn good sets. I progressed pretty well. I'm very happy with how they went, I think I had a few grinders. Might have had one here, yeah. Last rep for shoulder press, always a grinder, but yeah, pretty solid. And then I moved into this, it's like a unilateral cable high row kind of thing. I just call it, unilateral pull down or whatever. But I'm trying to go heavier on these 2 and train in not go above 8 reps. Might train 4 to 6, but that might be a bit much because my form here isn't the greatest. But, I got about 6 reps on this. I think it was like 75 pounds. I was training with like 65 before. But, just really trying to go heavy. My back is, ahead of all my other muscles. So this is really like the main stimulus it gets per week. And then on my upper body day, it gets, maybe like 2-3 sets. So, honestly, the form doesn't look the greatest. But I really felt it in my lat. Like, I just be moving around because I don't got no seat belt or I'm not strapped in my seat. I'm just going with the other arm. And with my back, I don't really know which arm is stronger. I feel like it doesn't matter what I start with. I always get the same reps, so I just kind of alternate. Like maybe one session I'll start with the left. Next session I'll start with the right. Next session I'll go back to the left. And I'll just kind of alternate it. Because, unilateral movements aren't only fixing imbalances. You could do them like that. But if your arms are the same strength, you want to be training them, alternating and starting with one every other session. But yeah, I was really focusing on exploding on the way down and then really controlling the negative because that's pretty important. And then after I moved into this T-bar row here, I'm trying to load this heavier. I increased the weight from 100 to 105 pounds. And on this one, I got 7 reps here. And, I progress in weight. That's different from progressing in reps, but, you're getting stronger when you got to increase that weight. 100 pounds is getting a little too easy. Had to increase it. Then I move into this unilateral dumbbell side lateral raise. I feel like I could just go heavier on this and get more tension on the muscle than if I were to do like a standing lateral raise or a seated one. So it's not for fixing imbalance purposes. This is just for the sake of loading it heavier, because when I go to LA Fitness sometimes and lift, and I use a cable there, and I do like this, is a unilateral side lateral raise, just with the cable. It's pretty generic. I put the cable around knee height, and I feel like it gets way better tension than anything with the dumbbells. Dumbbells work just fine if that's all you got. So, I mean, most of my shoulder growth is from dumbbells. But if I could do cable side laterals, I'm always go for the cable side laterals, really. You know, I get a crazy pump, crazy contraction on those, you know. But these are a bit better than a standing lat raise because you get more tension at the bottom of the range of motion. But I did 2 sets here. First one I got 7 reps. Next one I got 5. I was going to go more lighter, controlling the weight today with a lighter weight, but I feel like I just been in a cycle where, you know, I lower the weight, and then, you know, once I progress, I go to heavier weight, and then I ended up feel like I'm ego lifting, going lower weight, so I'm trying to challenge myself and go heavy on this wide grip lat pull down here. Pretty sure I got around 7 reps on it. Forgot to record the second set, but I also did 2 sets on the unilateral high rows, and I did 2 sets on the T-bar row. But this set just felt pretty nice because, you know, like the last rep it felt like really a grinder, and, you know, I mean, this is always a good movement. You know, it just feels great. I'm trying to go heavier on it, you know, and just really challenge myself. These T-bar rows right here, I mean, these barbell rows, I actually got like 10 reps. Last session I got like 7 with 115, so I'm going to be going heavier next time by like 5 pounds, I think. Maybe 10, I'll see how I feel on that day, but, you know, these just felt great today, man. You know, I got like crazy good contraction. My back was just feeling really good today, you know, because honestly, I really only give it good stimulus like once a week on this back and shoulder day. The upper body day really doesn't get much stimulus, but this is a reverse lat raise. It camera cut off for some reason at the end of this set, but, you know, I did 2 sets on this. I did 2 sets on the barbell rows. But yeah, these are pretty good, not much to say. And then, you know, I went, checked the pump here, and it was very solid today. I mean, it wasn't as solid as yesterday, but, I mean, any day where I train and carb up and, you know, just get a pump is a good day, you know. Just running through some poses here, and not much to say, really, you know. Always got to check the pump, but I'm looking pretty good. And, you know, starting tomorrow, I might do a 4-week mini cut. Trying not to go super aggressive with it. I don't want to fuck my hormones up, and, you know, just have a rebound after the cut. But yeah, just trying to really maybe get a little leaner, you know, because, you know, I want to like show my lower abs. I've never seen my lower abs. I've only ever seen the top 4. So, you know, I want to try and reveal that. But, you know, after I did some abs, this is just some decline weighted sit-ups. I used to do it with the 45 plate on my chest, but that got too light, so I put a dumbbell behind my neck, makes it feel heavier. But I did 2 sets of 20 here. I'm not going to show all the sets and reps for this exercise, but it was way more than I expected to get. In last session, I put the 20-pound dumbbell behind my neck, I almost died, so that was strange, because that was a 17.5-pounder. But these are an oblique movement. I just call them like hip dips. And they're really easy to load, you know, progressively overload. When I started, I was doing it with like maybe like a 10-pound dumbbell or something. I'm up to 25. You know, I progressed really quick on that because I haven't been doing this movement that long, but yeah. After I hit abs, I did train some neck. I started with these neck curls with the plate on my head. Pretty simple. I just been progressively overloading them over time. Started with a 10, worked my way up to a 25. And, you know, I've just been getting, you know, thick-ass, wide-ass neck from these. Definitely noticed some growth, you know, overall from just training my neck. And getting, like, new veins popping on it and shit, you know. And I just look bigger. You know, you look bigger with a bigger neck. Then I went to these neck extensions. I started with a 5, and now I'm at a 10 and a 5. A little bit slower, but I feel like they kind of work my traps a little bit too, like on my back, my mid traps too, even. But, you know, these just thicken up your neck from like the back. You know, to hit the muscle there on the back. So that's kind of about it for those. And then I move into these this is like side neck raise things, but I'm using 15 on these as well. And you know, these are gonna be what really gets your neck wider, you know, too, growing those muscles on the side. Yeah, I did the other side here, but definitely notice growth from these. Just anything you can progressively overload and get stronger on over time, you know, that's going to be a good movement to do for any muscle. Then I just hit some interval cardio. It took me like 15 minutes, did 2.5 minute cool down at the end. But yeah, that's about it for today's video, guys. If you watched till the end, I appreciate it. And I'm just going to keep trying improving these videos incrementally over time.